once again we welcome you on our talk show. This Sunday we want to welcome you back from the services where you fellowshipped from. Let's hope it has been a good service. And to those who aren't able to fellowship because of different challenges, we pray that next time you get somewhere to fellowship from. We welcome you on today's talk show, and we are going to discuss something that nowadays people are taking it as something serious, and indeed it is serious. Is it okay for a Christian to have children when he's not officially married? Is it okay? That's what we are going to be discussing about. You want to know if it is okay or not okay? Just tune in and watch and discuss. You may also give us your option as we go forth. But before we begin, I'm Joan Baluka, together with our senior pastor, Pastor
Dennis Senyonga.
You're welcome all. But before we go forth, let's first pray. King of glory, we want to thank you for this another day that you blessed us with. Thank you for your protection and guidance through all the day long up to this hour. We want to bless your name and exalt your name as we share the words of wisdom. King of glory, may you be in our midst. May you talk to us. May you give us the right direction, King of glory. May you give us the answers to the question that we have today. Outside all this, trusting and believing in your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Yes, as I told you, is it okay? Is it fine for a Christian to have children when he or she is not officially married? Note the words, having children and not officially married. That means you can be married but not officially married.
Sure, that is beyond reasonable doubt. Your parents must be knowing where you are, sisters as well. Sure, that is beyond reasonable doubt. Your parents must be knowing where you are, and your pastors as well, your reverends and whoever is responsible for you. So anything that is to have children without marriage, that is according to the biblical, is his design. But maybe he designed it for us to be orderly, like to have a proper way, like you would say, as me and Muganga is his design. But maybe he designed that would happen and you get burnt. But personally, I would first of all, because it is God, is teach us that it is not in line. It is not even. But I would like to say this: that he has power. That he has powers to stop that. I would like to tell each one of us, according to as I've told you, this a bit with grace and honesty. Ku kintu kino nga twogera ku kisa n'okuba abakaka. I want us to unpack this a bit with grace, and the Bible consistently show that God's idea is when it comes here. Number one is sexual intimacy within the covenant of marriage. That is Genesis 2. That is Genesis 2 verses 24 and Hebrews 13 verses 4. Sexual intimacy we are talking about now. These are the things that make marriage, is sexual intimacy. Once you are sexually intimate with someone, that means there is a bond that you're creating that pushes you into marriage. And by the way, marriage is spiritual. For us, what we call official is the government side of the story. And for us, we look at so much at that end. That one is called legalizing marriage.
Okay.
It is legalizing marriage, but not making it making it acceptable before God. It is legalizing it, like trying to make sure that you legalize it, that you maybe when you're going outside the country, they can recognize you and you go with your husband or your wife. So that one, we should not mistakenly try to fix it in line with this, the spiritual part of it. We should always remember that these things that we do, I must get a certificate from a registrar, and then you're given a ring, and you say, now I am accepted by God. God's acceptance is far beyond a ring, is far beyond what we consider. It's not only a ring that is considered, because even in the Bible, I think I've not seen more than one wedding according to the Bible, apart from those of King Solomon, and of course it was even there were even more than one, those of King Solomon, and that one, the wedding at Cana, But this should not be taken as an advantage to us, that we should not do that because there are not so many. There is a reason as to why we are directed to do that. There are some questions that are complicated. Last week but one of the Muslim sheikhs was asked, why don't we eat pork? I don't know whether you were chanced to see that video. He began beating around the bush that they said that, and that's what we have to follow. We are not supposed to ask questions of why, how, when. Yes. But this is not the case with Christianity. We should try to amalgamize this beyond what we see, beyond our pastors, beyond, mind you, some marriages are even pushed by pastors. We have not seen a wedding in our church, so we have to plan all sorts of ways of getting one. Then they end up getting a drama and the baka together. They get into marriage and they call it holy matrimony, but in actual sense it has been designed by the pastor,
not God.
Yeah, not God. And they find themselves in a lot of challenges, that are even beyond their expectation. So in this, my view would be, it is God who knows our moral and our present. So I would say we should allow him take part and take charge of that. Because I normally tell people, not each one of us is a candidate of marriage. Not each one of us is a candidate of marriage. Many would not even like that. But that's the truth. Concrete, bitter truth. Like you would see, not every man who has a manhood is able to give birth. And not any lady who has boobs and a womb that is entitled to giving birth. That's why people get on their knees to call upon God, Father, I really need this. It's not that God did not, he has already showed them a sign that you have boobs, you can be able to get that. But they have to go furthermore and pray about it. That means for anything to be heavenly accepted, it must be under the acceptance of God, not man. Let me tell you this: if God does not accept anything, you cannot have it. You cannot have it at any one time. Now I can give you an example. When I was getting my wife, I thought I cannot even stay with her for a month, for a week. And I've always complained so many times. And for sure, I say this point blank. I don't know even how I've been able to make it with her this far. That's the truth. I don't know. It doesn't mean that I don't complain. But it is God that paves way for that. So I don't know what would be your opinion towards this. Before I go any further, I would like to just get your opinion about this topic that we are discussing.
And the topic is it okay for Christian to have children when he's not officially married?
Yeah.
And the pastor has told us that marriage is when people who are responsible, who are taking care of, who have questions about you, know where you are. Being officially married, it is to legalize it for the government, for the people around you to recognize you. That's what he has told us. And when we come to the part of having children, children are a gift from God. So it is God who gives them. And at this point, this thing has caused many of the young girls and other, not only young girls in church, to add on a sin on a sin. I could call it that way. Adding a sin on a sin. Yes, you've got a child or pregnant. When people don't know, they don't know even who is responsible of it. And because of that fear, you even go ahead to do something again. A sin cannot solve a sin.
According to what you're saying, that in the fear of this, many young girls and boys have sinned in the name of protecting, not giving birth.
Yes.
Before marriage.
Yes. That's why I'm telling them that being pregnant is not a sin.
Because
it is not a sin.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a sin at all, being pregnant.
So in this, what gets to be a sin?
It is what you've done. But this is not a sin. Me being pregnant is not a sin. But what has caused the pregnancy, it is the sin.
Okay, the intimacy.
I think I'm clear there.
Mm-hmm.
I
get your point.
That's why the Bible goes ahead telling us that these children are a gift. It is a gift from God.
But there are some people that call that call those children bastards.
They call it because we have different understanding of this and different understanding. The way I understand the Bible is not the other way someone else may understand the Bible. But when we look at the Bible, there is zero requirement for having children.
Yeah, of course.
Is there any requirement in the Bible that for you to have children, there is this and this and this? It is only one requirement: you having a wife or having a husband. Mm-hmm. And how are you going to have that husband? The Bible only tells us for a man to go and pay the bride price.
Of course.
After doing that, that is your wife. It doesn't tell us to go in church to have a ring.
Now, last 3 months, if not 4, I got a complaint in my office. A certain lady came to me and told me, "Pastor, my husband came to my father's home and paid bride price and even set date for a
For
wedding.
the wedding.
And from that day, I told this guy that I'm not going to give you anything. You're not going to taste the soup until that date comes. And the woman fulfilled it. What the man did, the man stopped the wedding preparations. How do you talk about that? Who was right and who was wrong?
They are all wrong. Because for the lady, this man has taken the initiative to come and pay your bread price, as the Bible tells us. To pay the bread price. Now this side of the wedding. By the way, let me say this. Those are all weddings. This is a traditional wedding.
No. I'm just trying to
paying a bread price only, it's a wedding. You've committed yourself to this person.
What I mean
already.
is, I've just gotten into your concept of saying that the Bible says, pay
the bread price.
Yes.
And you take your wife.
And the Bible did not call it a wedding in any way.
To the Bible, it didn't call it a wedding. And maybe that it was the culture of the Jews to pay the bread. But even as we have a culture, however much we are Christians, yes, we entered into salvation, yes, but there are certain culture norms that are good,
now
that are not bad. If let me take an example. To our forefathers, before even Christianity was brought this side, the only thing that they used to do, it is to pay the bread price, and that was an African way of wedding.
So where did this thing come from, of ring
and so on? That is government, I could call it that way. But once you've introduced, as it is said, you've paid the bread price, you're free to go to the registrar and get a certificate of marriage.
So now,
so if you have your children only with that, it is very okay. To me, it is okay.
Back to my question.
That's where I'm going. I say, if your husband has paid the bread price, he has taken the initiative and commitment that he is going to be with you in one way or the other. So this lady was wrong, I think.
What of the man? Was he right?
The man pushing the wall, paving away the wedding. He did it as a result of this one. What this one did.
Was he wrong, or?
I think he wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. Okay. So it is very important to recognize someone's commitment and input when it comes to marriage. I was surprised some time back about some condemnation in church, and we were trying to tell young girls and boys to go into single seminars of singles of different churches to get connected. Is that a right way of making family, or looking for marriage?
These single seminars or conferences,
Yeah, whereby you find a single and a single, so they connecting.
It's according to what is going to be taught there. Maybe
No,
was
these
for
people
single-
organize. These people
for
organize these
single
things.
sex,
Connecting, not single sex, singles.
okay, singles.
These people that are not married. And these conferences are mainly organized by churches to make sure that they create a connecting platform for these singles.
It is not bad. It is good, because you never know, from there you may get somebody, but not being pushed.
Because personally, I don't think whether getting someone you have to look for connections.
No, I think the main reason is these people, before they go outside their circle to look for partners, let them first, they want to create that first look into their
They're what, churches?
the churches, the circle.
And I also
of
look
where
at
you are.
I also look at that as a funny thing. Now I can give you an example of God is Holy Loving Hands Church, where we have Madame Nalongo looking for a husband to marry in these circles. Whom do you think would be the perfect match for her?
It's not necessarily that only God is Holy Loving
No.
Hands.
I'm
What
just
they say-
I'm
what
just
they
trying
do,
to.
They bring another church to this church.
So why is it that it shouldn't be open to the public?
It is open, but they want to create room for you. Before you go outside your circle, you first, if fear fails, then there's room
Now
for
I've
you to
given
go
you an
outside.
example. If she wants really to get someone inside here, what would be?
I can't tell.
Ah, you can guess. You can even say
I can't
maybe.
tell,
You can even
because
say it would
we
be
have
me.
we have different
Tastes.
tastes and qualities. Maybe
Okay.
if chance was there to
So-
tell her to look in her
So
circle,
what you're trying
you
to
never know, she would
what
have
you're
not
trying
got
to tell
someone.
me what you're trying to tell me is giving birth without marriage as a Christian is not a problem.
It's not a sin.
It's not a sin before God.
It is not a sin before God.
Yeah, the Bible, basically the Bible here talks about marriage, not giving birth, and it has never talked about giving birth anyway. It talks
That's why
about
I began by telling you there is zero requirement for having children.
So
And God in a, I don't know which verse, that he cast or punished somebody who was not with his wife, his brother's wife, and didn't do the needful. God,
what needful are you trying to talk about? I want you to be open, because we are not trying to talk to young people. I want you to be open.
this man, after when he was having intimacy with the brother's wife, he withdrew.
So God cast, and
Yes,
this lady wanted to give birth.
yes. And
So that means he tried to cut short the gift of giving birth.
yes.
Okay. Point well noted. To our lovely viewers, you can send us your opinion about this on our numbers. You can send them through WhatsApp on 0706 700 284, and we can be able to read them directly right here. Yeah, it is 0706 700 284. That's where you can send your opinion and show us and tell us what you really say about this. And our theme today says, is it right for a Christian to have children without marriage, when he's not officially married, of course? So send us your opinion. We can be able to read them right here, and the Lord will bless you abundantly. But I would like to remind you, this is God's Holy Loving Hands Church, and at God's Holy Loving Hands Church, we love to love. So it is very important to love your friends, your neighbors, and your work as well. So we want to read some of your questions. Please endeavor to give in or send in your question, and we will be reading it openly here. I've said you can send your question on 0706 700 284, and it will be read right here. Yes, such that we move on the same page, and we try to understand the point of the matter. We try to understand each and everything, the way it flows. We might say it is right, but you have a verse that challenges us, so we are waiting for your questions right here. I've said you can send your question on 0706 700 284. We can be able to read your opinion on air. Otherwise, thanks for watching us. You know, when you go outside the country, things are very different. They don't even ask for bride price. You just take someone to your father, and you're like, this is my boyfriend. The next day you're in church.
That is according to their culture.
Yeah, that's according to their culture.
Yes.
So at a certain point, Zed, you also expect someone to give you something when he's taking your daughter?
As an African parent,
As a born again, I want you to talk about that. Do not always side with African what when you
the
know.
fact that I'm a born again, it doesn't mean that I'm not an African.
Oh,
And I will not copy from outside.
so you copy from within.
I take what I believe in.
You take what you believe in.
Yes, a man has to come and pay bread price.
Yes, and what do you talk
bread,
about?
And bread price is a sign of appreciation.
And personally, I think bride price is something that is done by a man as in a man.
Yes, as a sign of appreciation.
Why is it that at times it goes into friends? I was surprised someday someone sent me a budget, but this person does not greet me, doesn't talk to me, we are not that close. I was surprised. I thought that thing is sent to your friends and those that are close to you, because I just know automatically that you need money.
No, he may not. If on your side, you may think that he's not close to you, but when he is told to count friends, he can count first.
No. Counting me when you're not that close to me, when you don't speak to me, I don't think that would be a scam.
For him, he knows that you're his friend.
No, that would be a scam. I want to be.
Not a scam. It is not a scam.
No. How do you tell me I'm your friend, but we have not talked?
So you mean he couldn't have sent you the budget?
Of course, I just know that maybe there is need for money.
Yeah, when people are preparing for the traditional weddings and other ceremonies, they need a hand of help. It wasn't a scam, but he needed your hand of help for you to help him.
To help who?
To help that person who sent you the budget.
It is okay. Helping is okay.
Then that's the reason why he sent the budget.
No. All those things are okay. But these are things that should go to specific people.
Like what, family members?
To those that, now like me, when I was going to my wife's place, I talked to my brother, I talked to my family, and told them, this is what I'm going to do. That means if you go far beyond to other people that are not in your circles, it means you don't have the capacity of taking care of your wife.
Usanga bamusaba bingi, they requested for a lot.
No. Even if they
And
ask
he
for so
needed
many
the hand.
things.
No,
even if they
there
ask for so
is
many things.
paying a bread price. The bread price only, is it the dowry? It is not solicited for. Once you go to your wife's parents and they say, this is what I want as the dowry. It is you, the man, to look for it. Even though you sit in the meetings, ekyo kyo tebakisondera.
Of course, but
these other
of course,
petty things.
n'abakyala n'abazadde bannange betuwasaamu nabo batulekemu. Gwe n'osaba mu n'entebe, embizzi eyeggwako, ente ey'amaanyi, gwe giwasa wabiwaayo.
Actually, I told you it's according to the culture. Their culture
No. At times we go outside.
Their girls.
No culture in Uganda that does that. It is only one culture that I've seen in South Sudan, where you have to pay over 400 cows and a car and so many other things. That is their culture. But here,
even here, there are certain cultures that value their girls.
Which culture?
Kati omuwala asomyeko, you have to pay something bigger than you.
No, there are people that exaggerate matters. Like
they ask for only 10 cows.
Yeah, there is a person that I saw, one of my pastors here, who went in the Teso land, and he was asked for 18 goats, 40 cows, and some money because the woman was educated.
Yes.
So you mean I have to pay even the time that you invested in your daughter because I'm going to marry her?
Yes.
Do I have to pay for your responsibility as well?
They have already taken care of her.
Now that means I'm paying. That means
else.
I'm paying them back for what they did.
I told you, it's a sign of appreciation.
And at the end of the day on Christmas, they still need something from our home.
Yeah, it is option. It is not a must.
You've not seen them. These people are very serious.
It is option.
These people are very serious.
It is option.
They are very
no
serious.
There is no an in-law that will call you asking for Christmas.
They will not call, but the daughter will always be on your neck.
She wants to take part.
What does she give to mine as well? By the way, this is also very funny. You ladies, our viewers will forgive us, because at times we have to go off topic to make sure that we dig out matters much more. This tendency of you people saying, mama wange wamuweredgulideyo olugoye. Do you take time and think and get to understand that we also have mothers?
It's according to the way you understand each other.
No. This is beyond understanding. A woman can make a home peaceless because the mother has not gotten a cock for Christmas, or a gomez, or a cloth, whichever. But they forget that we also have mothers that have raised us, and they also need a cock and a gomez at a certain point. So what do you talk about that? Is it your behaviors as ladies, or?
I've told you it is according. It is according
to
the person that you have.
To me, it is. I don't know.
It is according to the person that you have.
To me, I don't know, but I didn't need. As you also fight for equality. We also need
No,
equality.
when you're married, you become, my family is your family and your family is my family. Yes.
But when we get married here, mostly in Africa, it is only one person who takes on the family. Mine does not. You even have sayings, okulirana nazalo, olirana amalalo.
It was a saying for the Asian people, but
Ancient people.
yes, but it's according to your behaviors. Most people blame their mother-in-law, but when it is their problem,
Of course.
yes. And certain, we have different behaviors.
So as
We have different behaviors.
as we finish, what's your conclusion about the topic?
My the topic was, is it okay to have children when you're not officially married? For you to have children, first of all, you have to be married. And we said married is you moving in with somebody, and when your parents or people who have responsibility over you know where you are. Because not everyone that has the potential to do the officiality of the marriage. Others may do it simple, that let me go to the parents and come back settle with my husband or my wife. And according to the Bible, there are zero requirements for us to have children. Children are a gift from God. This issue of having a ring first to have children, I don't believe in them. What I believe in is, do your parents know your husband? Have your husband gone to your parents' home? Have they met? Have they talked? Has he done the needful there? That's enough. And if you've done that, the introduction of the bread press is done, you're even okay. The government allows you to go and register your marriage.
And mind you, they have even sensed that people don't go into marriage because they fear sharing property. They have extended it to the cohabiting side of the story. That even if you've cohabited for 10 years, you must share property. I think you ladies are very happy about that.
But it helps both sides.
Sharing property.
Yes.
It helps both sides when both of you are working and have property.
Yeah.
But if it is only one of you all, it becomes complicated.
But
So-
you share what you've put on, what you've contributed to.
So
I
my
think
conclusion in this matter is, as she has said, children are gifts from God. We must have them, but it is behavior to have marriage, and it is of good manners to have it. So this should not be hated by people because we have talked about it, but we are talking about the truth, and the Bible says, say the truth and the truth shall set you free. So endeavor to know that whenever, my mother used to tell me, whenever you get a hoe and go into the garden, expect to have yields and harvests. So whenever you go into a woman, expect you're planting a seed, and that seed will germinate at a certain point S. So make sure you look at yourself as a Christian, avoid what has to be avoided, and do what is not supposed what is supposed to be done. Otherwise, God is Holy Loving Hands Church. We love to love. Until we meet again next Sunday, may God bless you so much. Bye bye. I send my greetings to Miriam Nakauchi, Stanley Mujabi, Aisha Nagawa, Israel Kaliowa, Zaituni Mutebi Samuel, Revembera Edward, and everyone who is on Zoom. May God bless you so much. Bye bye.